Iran unveiled its newest military technology and called on Israelis, quote-unquote, prepare your shelters. At the same time, Israel advances in autonomous warfare and aims to become an AI superpower. Today we have an urgent and dramatic story to dive into. The escalating tensions in the Middle East. We've got Iran, the unrest in Gaza, shooting attacks in Israel, and much more. But is this pushing the region closer to a full-blown conflict? Let's dive into it. First, we have some significant developments out of Iran. Iran revealed its advanced Mohajer-10 drone in its National Defense Industry Day. It's a piece of machinery making headlines not just for its capabilities, but also for the threats directed at Israel during its unveiling. The Mohajer-10 boasts a range of 2,000 kilometers, precisely what Iran needs to reach Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, or any Israeli city. It can fly up to 24 hours and has an altitude of 7,000 meters. Experts say that this drone could potentially threaten Israel and US forces in the region. Moreover, the Iranian regime posted a video and warned Israel in Hebrew to prepare your shelters. This comes days after US President Biden gave Iran $6 billion. Now, although drones are not a new revolutionary thing for Iran's industry, we see that it is shifting its focus from regular combat equipment to a more artificial intelligence equipment that doesn't require soldiers on the ground. It is very likely that in the next war, we will not see soldiers fighting other soldiers like before, but technologies and perhaps robots sent to the battlefield to outsmart the enemy's robots and technologies. But before we continue, I want to remind you to subscribe to my YouTube channel to never miss any critical updates from Israel and the Middle East. Your support is really helping me to give true and accurate news. Israel has been investing heavily in artificial intelligence projects, enabling the army to predict potential Iranian attacks and protect Israeli civilians using AI. Defense Ministry Director General Eyal Zamir hinted in May that Iran would be the primary focus of Israel's military in the coming years, as Iran has become the driving force behind terrorist attacks in Israel and fueling terror in the Middle East. Since the beginning of this year, 35 Israelis have been murdered in 191 terror attacks. A total of 151 of these attacks were shooting incidents, and Israeli intelligence forces foiled 480 terror attacks. Just last week, 3 Israelis were murdered in a deadly shooting attack by Palestinian terrorists. The name of the war is AI. This is already helping Israel predict attacks and stop them, but also keep the Israeli soldiers out of danger as much as possible. One of these recent Israeli inventions is the Legion X, an autonomous urban quadcopter that can search buildings and carry out attacks against hiding terrorists. Another one is AI-powered robotic guns that can identify and track targets without risking lives, or the Jaguar, one of the first military robots in the world that can replace soldiers on the border. In fact, it is currently being integrated into the Gaza division in southern Israel to help protect the border with Gaza. But while Israel's defense forces are gearing up with technology and AI, the enemies of Israel are also in this Cold War style race. Iran showcased a legion of miniature AI tank robots controlled remotely and have AK-47s attached to them, or the Abu Mehdi AI-powered cruise missile that is also aimed at Israel. Now, the reason I focus about Iran and not Lebanon or Syria or Hezbollah is because when you want to understand something, you need to go down to the root. And the Islamic Republic of Iran is the root of all these terrorist activities in the Middle East against Israel, but also against other Arab countries, because their main goal is domination, radical Islamic rule over the Middle East and eventually the whole world. Israel's heads of security held a cabinet meeting following the recent terrorist attacks in the country. They concluded that Iran is behind them and so-called outsourcing using Palestinian radicals. This is a very serious and crucial time we live in. Moving on to Gaza, rioters and militants came to the Israel-Gaza border and destroyed a section of the security fence this week. Violent riots erupted involving stone throwing and burning tires. According to this video, some of these rioters actually managed to enter Israel and attempted to set a military post on fire. But then, in the media, what was reported is that the Israeli army shot people who simply came to protest along the border. I'm sorry. Here's a revolutionary idea. If you don't want to get shot by Israel, don't come to the border and don't try to tear down the security fence. This is not protesting. It's not even rioting. It's an attack on a sovereign country. So just like Israel expressed its right of self-defense, other countries would have done the same thing. Our priority is protecting Israeli civilians. Israel first, just like America first. But terror organizations in Gaza are reportedly on high alert, fearing targeted eliminations by the IDF, as seen in previous operations like Shield and Arrow. A source within these organizations has threatened that any such action would lead to a response that, quote-unquote, will exceed Israel's expectations. So, what do all these developments signal for the Middle East? Is a war on the horizon? I can't say for sure, but what's clear is that tensions are escalating. And the factor that we must consider in this evolving situation is the role of AI. AI has rapidly infiltrated various aspects of military technology globally, and the Middle East is no exception. We're talking about machine learning algorithms that can analyze satellite images in real time, autonomous drones, and advanced cyber warfare capability. In a region already fraught with tension, integrating AI into military operations could be a game changer, accelerating conflicts and potentially leading to unforeseen and rapid escalations. With Iran flexing its military prowess and the situation in Gaza remaining volatile, the region is without doubt a powder keg waiting to explode. This is the ongoing situation, and I will continue to monitor it closely. So if you found this report insightful, please give me thumbs up, share it, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Until next time, stay aware and stay safe.